Here is an example of what the classroom environment looks like. Within the classroom, it is important that the interpreter sits next to or near Kristiann. Within the interpretation, the interpreter needs to include the information that's coming from the teacher and the students, but also must indicate who is talking at the time. Is it the teacher or is it a student? If Kristiann has to look around to figure out who is talking, she will miss information. Where the interpreter sits will depend upon the activity. Here is an example. One critical thing that we do every day is to ask Kristiann where she wants the interpreter to sit. This helps her to understand where her visual field is. She will then know where the interpreter needs to sit, possibly directly in front of her or maybe to the side. She will look around and let the interpreter know exactly where they need to be. She will also let them know if they need to stand or sit. This exercise helps her understand where her visual field is and for her to know what her limitations are. This is what it looks like when we ask her where she needs the interpreter to be. It's very critical for the interpreter to be placed in the correct spot so that Kristiann does not miss any of the important information that is happening within the classroom. For every class, we always have an instructor sitting directly next to Kristiann. She has that one-on-one instructor for all of her classes, such as English, math, reading, sign language, etc. Next, I would like to show you an example of what this looks like. When developing visual aids, it's very important to consider the size of the font on the page. For it to be accessible, she needs it to be a larger font. This is very critical because if it is too small, she will not be able to see it nor understand it and will have to work extra hard to comprehend. To make sure that the information is accessible to her, I ensure that the fonts are a larger size whenever I print anything or write it. When using the iPad, Kristiann can enlarge the size herself for the picture or written material and then move the screen around as needed to be able to see it. If technologies are not available or resources are limited, try different techniques until you find something that works for that student. Once you are successful with the technique, continue to use it with that student. Here is an example of the use of a visual aid.